Hello guys, it is me again, it's HorrorFan34, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to the start of my 31 Days of Horror challenge in October. Like I said in the previous video where I showed you guys which ones I'll be reviewing for the month of October, I did this challenge last October. So what I had to do was, I went back on my channel and I checked off like all the horror films I reviewed for the 31 Days challenge last Halloween. So that way I had to make sure I didn't repeat anything for this year's list. So I made sure I looked through everything and things like that. This is a brand new list now. These are 31 completely different horror films I'll be reviewing for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. This challenge was a lot of fun to do last year, and let's hope it's, sorry, runny nose a little bit, sorry. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this. Like I said, it's a lot of fun doing this challenge, things like that. Last year was a lot of fun to do, and I cannot wait to get it started today. So, let's get on to the first review for the month of October for horror films. And of course, the first review is going to be on this, Alice, Sweet Alice. Now, Alice, Sweet Alice was from, I believe, 1976. Yeah, 1976. Now, directed by, I'm going to get the director's name. Just want to make sure you get the director's name. Alfred Sole. I think that's how you say his name. Directed this, Alice, Sweet Alice. Now, I know that, I believe someone that's related to the director of this, I don't know if it's his nephew or it was someone who's related to him for the last few years has been trying to get a remake of this out, but there's been a lot of funding problems and they can't get it financed and they can't get it going and things like that. You know, granted, you know, I don't think you really need a remake of Alice, Sweet Alice. I mean, granted, I mean, it'd be interesting to see, but, like, nothing will ever top this cast, in my opinion. I mean, before I get onto that, I mean, the story, you know, it's a pretty simple story. You have this girl Alice and her younger sister Karen, played by Brooke Shields, actually. I think it was the very first film Brooke Shields acted in. But basically, what happens is, about these two daughters. Alice is the older daughter, Karen is the younger daughter, Brooke Shields' character. And Alice is like a really awkward person, really creepy, acts really strange around her sister, acts really strange just to anybody in general, and things like that. And it seems like her younger sister Karen is the favorite one, getting all the attention, and because her first communion's coming up and things like that. So what ends up happening is that on the day of the communion, Brooke Shields ends up getting killed by this character that you see in this trench coat and this mask, this yellow rain trench coat and this mask. And it's kind of like a mystery of like who it is. Like, could it have been Alice? Could it have been somebody else? Like, and things like that. So it's pretty much like one of those horror films where it's like it does have slasher elements. There are some people that do get killed, but it's more of like a mystery movie in a sense. And that's pretty much what Alice, Sweet Alice is about. Now, I think the film was beautifully directed by Alfred Sole. I think, actually, when I was reading on the special features, Dante Tomaselli, I was going to say, was he like the nephew or something like that? The cousin of the director of this movie. And actually, Dante Tomaselli actually directed one of the other horror films I'll be reviewing for the month of October, Satan's Playground. He actually directed that movie, which I really do enjoy. So, that's the guy that's trying to get the remake of this done. But getting back to what I was saying, I think the film is beautifully directed by Alfred Sole. It has a really great atmosphere. Really love the atmosphere. I like the whole setting, like in the church, and it takes place around like a communion, the first communion. It's like a mystery movie, and it has a really great musical score, really creepy musical score. I think it's a really well done score, and the cast does a really great job as well. Paula Shepherd plays the character of Alice, which ironically enough, when you read up about the trivia, basically Paula Shepherd at this time in the movie was playing a 12-year-old girl, but in reality she was actually 19 years old. But the thing is, though, when you look at her in the movie, she really doesn't look like she's 19. You can really definitely see she could be like a 12 or a 13-year-old girl. So it kind of fits. It actually fits the character pretty good. Because it was really strange. Like, she's a 19-year-old person in real life, but she's playing a character who's 12 years old. But she does have that look of a 12 or 13-year-old. I mean, I never would have. If I didn't know her age, like in real life, I definitely would have thought she was like 12 or 13. But I think it's a really great casting. Sadly, Paula Shepherd didn't get too many roles because I don't think she really ventured into acting anymore. I think she retired from acting, and now I don't know what she's up to nowadays. But Paula Shepherd does a great job as Alice. Really creepy, really great like tension. Really weird character that she plays, and I just think Paula Shepherd does a great job as Alice. Brooke Shields does a really good job as well as the younger sister Karen. I really like the guy that played the priest. So the investigators, I like those actors who are looking into the case. And one of the other really creepy characters too is this really overweight guy who lives in the same apartment complex, I guess you would say, that Paula Shepherd and her family live in. He's like the landlord guy. He's really overweight, but he's really creepy. And there's a point where Paula Shepherd goes down to drop something off to him, like I think for money, like for rent or something like that, because he's the landlord, and he tries to gang up on her and things like that, but she escapes and things like that. He ultimately gets killed. He gets stabbed in the stomach by the killer in the mask. And on top of that too, when the kills do happen, it's more of a slower build movie, more of a slow burn mystery, but with some slasher elements. But like when the slasher elements do hit, some of them are pretty graphic, like the landlord guy getting stabbed in the stomach and things like that. I won't say like what they are or anything like that, but when they do happen, they're pretty graphic, pretty bloody. Even though for a slow burn movie like this, it's pretty good. And the whole twist ending I thought was really cool. I honestly did not expect the twist to happen. It was a really interesting kind of twist and things like that. And the ending is really creepy, really weird ending as well. If you've seen the movie, then you know what I mean by how it ends. But Alice, Sweet Alice, if you haven't seen this, I would highly recommend you check this out. It's a really underrated gem from the 70s. Really great location, really great atmosphere, great musical score, very solid cast. I think Paula Shepherd, though, steals the show as Alice. I think she steals the show in this. Really beautiful direction. It's beautifully shot. Has a great 70s vibe to it as well. I like the look of the killer in the yellow rain trench coat and the mask. I really like the way that the killer looks and things like that. I think it's a really good mystery movie. So, if you haven't seen Alice, Sweet Alice, I would highly recommend you check it out. So, that is pretty much it for my review for Alice, Sweet Alice. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys next time. You guys take care.